looking at current energies, and we have the sun. Love this. This is its time for purpose. This is, it's time for healing and renewal and joy. If you're not going to get happy now, when are you going to get happy? This puts the power, this energy feels very much like the power is literally in your hands for prosperity, growth, moving forward. So we're gonna dive. I'm gonna do a little different than I used to. I'm gonna dive right into the tarot, additional tarot on that, and then we will go to challenges and the positive, and of course guidance. So in that sun energy, that sun tarot card energy is purpose. So what else? I don't want to shuffle that much. Ooh, that was a fun one. What else do we? Yeah, it is time to start a new way of thinking. Think about things in a different way. Get some fresh truth or fresh perspective. Cut the bullshit that you tell yourself. The lies you tell yourself is what's coming through too. Like, it's time to start new and fresh. If you have an idea, this is potential. Now aces are potential. You got to do something with it though. This is the potential. So it's time to do the think. You put your thinking cap on. What do you want this to look like for you? I probably should have to cover that, but whatever. What do you want this to look like for you? What is your joy? What is your purpose? Think about it. Think about it. Write it down and think about it, and be truthful. Get right to the bottom of it. As well as, this is the Knight of Pentacles. After the idea, after the spark of truth here, that you're gonna, like, what's my purpose? What is the thing I want to do? What do I want my happiness, my healing, my progress to look like? Whether that is business, whether that is in your money, or your personal life, relationships. What do you want it to look like? You have to have the idea first, and then you got to put in the boring work. Okay, this is the Knight of Pentacles, and that is the dull night as far as tarot is concerned, because this is where the ideas meet the road. Like, you have to actually do the thing. You have to do the steps. If you're going to start a business, you actually have to, step one, I don't know how many steps or where you want to start, but step one, you need to start with, like, the business name, and then you need to register it, and then you need to, market, and you need to do the thing. So this is the details, but it's slow and steady wins the race. This is not sexy. Knight of Pentacles isn't sexy, but it's the workhorse. So get grounded and start to make that plan for forward movement, and do those little boring things. Like, we can consider them boring. As the creative problem solving person I am, that stuff is boring to me. Not everybody is going to find project management boring. My husband would love all the details and making the plan and executing the plan and following all the little charts and graphs. And I'm like bored and already, on to the next great idea. So this is a perfect meld. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use me and my husband here. This is the perfect meld between the idea and the application. Okay. You have to have the idea, and then you have to apply it so that you find purpose and joy again. Aren't you sick of not being happy? We're gonna say that again. Aren't you sick of not being happy? That is the crux right there. So I'm going to move into, let's see where our challenges are. Let's do challenges, and then we're going to get to the positive. It's over here. Nope, it's here. Challenges is ducks in a row. Okay, so yeah, this is back to that practical. This is back to that Knight of Pentacles, where you think you have to have one. It's a challenge because you think it has to be perfect. You have to have all your ducks in a row and everything organized, and you have to be perfect in order to get joy, or to get accomplished, to start that business, or do that next project, or that next relationship, or the next level of any one of those subjects. But that's not the truth. The reason it's a challenge is because this is perfection syndrome right here, is what I'm feeling like. You don't have to have your ducks in a row. I embraced this year chaos gardening, and I do have some, oh boy, do I have some OCD tendencies where I love, the perfectly straight lines, and the parallel planters, and can't stand it when the garden gets messy, or things aren't perfect, or if I have a hard time even thinning out seedlings, because one, it feels like murder, and two, it looks messy. So be messy, because I embraced chaos gardening this year and it was a ton of fun and it was liberating. So I feel like there needs to be a little bit embracing the chaos, because we can thrive. You can find joy and purpose even through the chaos. It does not have to be perfect. So we'll dive into some tarot of that. So tell me more about that ducks in a row energy as a challenge. Yeah, Four of Wands. This is celebrate the chaos, celebrate the mess. The Four of Wands is, that's fiery energy. It can be stable or chaotic. It is both, because it's a four, so it can be four legs to a table, or four legs to a table. I don't know how to do that, but anyways, but it can also be disruption of, or chaotic energy. So you get to choose. You get to embrace either one and bring it together and celebrate the, they're also telling me that, to celebrate the small wins, like if you do, like, literally some days, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if this isn't you too, because this is me for sure. Some days it is a victory and we need to celebrate. Just like, I got up and I took a shower and I got dressed and I kept, the kids alive and the dogs alive and the horses, and that is all I could accomplish. But you feel like inside, you may have felt like you didn't do anything, you're worthless, what are you wasting your life doing, blah blah blah, I should have done this, should have done all of that mess. But this card in the challenge is saying, hey, celebrate that little stuff, because if you're giving 100%, your 100% is going to be flexible, because, and certain days 100% of me is, 1% of me 3 days ago. You know what I mean? So it's reflective, and they're really reminding me, spirit really reminding, impressing on me that, celebrate the chaos, celebrate the little things, stay grounded and move forward. We also have, challenging with our emotions. We're have that perfection syndrome going on here, and thinking we have to be perfect and get all of our ducks in a row, and any little hiccup throws us off, and we get emotional about it, or we're not having emotional intelligence, or we think we can't have what we want. We can't have this joy, this purpose, this goal, unless we have our shit together. And I'm here to tell you, as a menopausal woman, we don't have our shit together. Very rarely. We have moments, glimpses, and our emotions are all over the place, and it's okay. We are doing the best we can at any given moment, hopefully. So this is about embracing the emotions, embracing the mess, embracing the traumas that you need to heal from. I know it's all challenging. That's why it's in that section, but let's get to the positive, and then we're going to do some guidance. So the positives of the current energies are, yeah, in the middle of chaos, in the middle of the mess, we get to learn calm. And this is where it's at, because staying grounded and finding moments of peace in the mess is kind of what it's all about. And then celebrating each goal, each achievement, each thing that feels better. I love me some calm energy in that card. Now there's more coming out here. Let's get to the tarot. We're switching, we're just throwing cards left and right. We're embracing it. I usually love, you know, beautiful, perfect lines, perfectly framed so you can see. And anymore, it's like, you know what? I am doing the best I can. And this is going to be not only good enough, it is more than enough. So, now in that calm, this is perfect. This is the Four of Pentacles. So the positive of finding our calm in chaos, finding our center, this is also finding yourself again, finding you, what makes you happy, you calm, you centered, grounded. Where's your anchor? We have the Four of Pentacles. So that is expressing, holding on to what's important, getting your feet firmly underneath you. This is the second four we have. Now, remember, I told you the fours can be foundational, they can be firm and foundational, or they can be a little bit rocky. So I love that you have a second four here, because this is the perfect, this is stable, it can be stagnant, but it can also be stable. This can be stable, or, off kilter, rocky. So we get to choose period. You just get to choose. Now, this is also about only keeping what's important and letting the rest go. Don't get stagnant. Don't let that perfection syndrome. Don't let perfectionism keep you from finding, that peaceful, that quiet place. Not a reference to the movie. And then we have the Five of Swords. See, this is in the positive. This is shifting your perspective, using this idea over here, using this idea, this change, this truth to shift how you are talking to yourself, shift your inner narrative and move forward. Realize that after the five is the Six of Swords, and that's moving on, that's overcoming. That is, you are worthy. So I love the positives in that. Now let's get to guidance, which I think we'll switch back to this deck. So get some guidance and then we will wrap this up. Try not to make these too long anymore, because who has the attention span, right? I love this as guidance. Three of Pentacles. Friends, this is the most important card in the whole reading. Get help. You are not a lone wolf. You're not doing this by yourself. This is about delegating. Get help. What is that goal? Where do you want to be happy? What business? Where do you want to make your money? Or how do you want your relationships to go? Or whatever improvements you need to make to find this joy, this healing, this renewal, this prosperity. Get help. Delegate. I personally, when I want to grow and expand, especially if there's something tech wise, I need to delegate the tech to somebody who understands computer tech and programs and all of that ish, because I barely understand it. And even when I do understand it, I pretty much hate it. So it's not my strength. So I delegate. And then conversely, somebody may delegate, creatively, they might delegate to me for creative solutions to a challenge. So this is about honoring, this is another important part of this card, honoring the people on your team, the people that want to help you and that will come on board to help you, honoring them for their strengths. Okay. Don't ask me to be your tech support and then beat me up about it when I suck at it. Okay. This is very important. It also means don't beat yourself up. Okay, if you're not good at something, yes, you can get better, but you can also ask for help. This is about teamwork. So I could almost end it right there, but I'm feeling like we need to pull a few more cards, although that was a pretty important one. So let's see, a couple more cards on advice. Yes, keep hope alive, keep the joy alive. Remember, this is another ace. So we've had 2 fours and 2 aces. The aces are potential. So remind yourself. Ace of Cups, the potential for joy, the potential for happiness, the new thing, the next thing is going to be better. It can be better. This is about keeping hope alive. Fill up your cup, fill up your personal love cup, your personal emotional cup. This is where this joy is, where your purpose and joy is filling up your cup first, putting on your oxygen mask first, my friends, and then giving from your overflow and helping others. Okay, no more shortchanging you. And then I love this. We got the progression. We got the ace, which is the potential, keep hope alive. And then the 2 is the choice. Choose what makes you happy. Choose your purpose and then move forward. Choose you. Choose happiness. Come on, focus. I hate that when it does that. Yeah, well, come on. Anyways, this is about you choosing and believing that you can be happy. Okay, choosing you is never going to be wrong. Oh my goodness. All right. Final word. Who wants to say the final word? We're going to do it with this one. My final word is from my heart deck, which, it is Pamela's Intuitive Heart. And if you want a personal reading, email me. The email's down below. Email is the only way to book at this time. All righty, friends. Looks like your heart has a bit to say. Deep in your heart, you already know the answer. You already know your purpose. You already know what you want to do. You already know. So you have to do it. Do what feels right. And then, this is the past is now behind you. Release. You got to let go of that ish. You got to decide to let it go and decide to be happy now. Yesterday doesn't matter anymore. Release and embrace new possibilities. That's the aces, new joy, new ideas, new truth. The new path is available. You just have to follow it. You just have to leap. Leap. I almost wish we should have had the Fool come out, because it would have been, leap of faith. So I love that for you. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in future videos.